This is my exact step-by-step process behind how I made $6,823.46 with a passive AI-generated coloring book, completely faceless side hustle. And this is unlike any coloring book training you've ever seen. And if you give me about 30 seconds, you're going to see exactly what I'm talking about. So if you want to generate truly passive income, make sales 24/7 without trading your time for money, create an almost totally hands-free income with a real faceless business, with a business that, in all seriousness, you need zero previous experience or success to be able to get started, then this is probably what you've been looking for. Now, I'm going to make a really bold claim here, and I'm going to back it up, actually. So starting an AI coloring book business is the easiest business that anyone can do to make money online. I'm going to prove it to you in this video. So you've probably heard all this before. Let's just be totally candid about that, okay? You've maybe even tried making coloring books only to have them sit on Amazon and never sell a single copy. Well, that's because 0 copies is what 99% of coloring books sell when most people try to start a business like this. And that's why I'm going to share with you something that you're probably not going to hear anywhere else. This is a critical 2-part success strategy that almost nobody talks about. And I'm actually convinced most people don't know it. Okay, this can change everything. And that is especially if you've tried and failed before, because you're going to be able to actually use it after just watching this video. So how do I know all this? Well, first of all, my name is Johnny Andrews. I've been making my living online for over 20 years. I started publishing with Amazon Kindle in 2009, and Kindle came out in 2007 for reference. I've sold over 91,000 books, published over 450. I've helped over 177,000 entrepreneurs with my courses and training. I've started and grown online businesses that have become the largest in the world. I've helped create a marketing agency that's helped over 18,000 authors start, grow, and succeed. So I'm going to show you this 5-step, very simple process to create AI coloring books that can help you succeed in just a second. But I want to clear something up. And that's the question, what did I mean by almost totally passive income that I had said just a few seconds ago? Well, the truth is you're going to do almost nothing because AI is going to help you pick the market. AI is going to come up with as many ideas as well AI can come up with, and that's pretty much endless. AI is going to create all of the coloring page images. Amazon will then put your book in front of the customers. When I show you this little trick here, Amazon is then going to print and ship your book, and then Amazon is going to send you the money. You don't even need to do the couple of copy and paste things that typically you need to do. So almost everything I show you is going to be copy, paste, drag, drop, simple. It's ridiculously easy. But if you don't have the time or just don't want to do it, you don't have to. My advice would then be hire a local kid or someone on Fiverr. If you're unfamiliar with Fiverr, that's a place where, for very little money, you can get people to do things for you. All right, so there's only 2 ways somebody could fail by following this AI Coloring Book Academy, okay? So like I just showed you, AI is going to be doing the thinking and the work for you. The Canva templates are literally drag, drop, simple, and Amazon handles basically everything else. There's only 2 ways to do this, okay? Number 1, if they don't start. That's usually what happens is, somebody goes in, they're like, oh, I'm going to do this, and then they don't. Well, okay. Or if somebody quits. That's it. Again, you're going to see this proven in just a second here. So how I got started with this specifically, it had nothing to do with money. My youngest daughter was really into drawing and coloring, and I was just like, we are spending way too much money on these books. I had this great idea. I'm like, well, wouldn't it be cool if her dad did something and she could color with this stuff? And so I bought some courses, watched some videos, like you do, and it was every bit as easy as people were leading me to believe with this kind of stuff. And at the end of the day, my daughter and her friends loved these things. It was a really awesome dad flex, and I very much had a great time doing it. But then, as sometimes happens, this thought crept in. I'm like, I wonder if I can make money with this. But I was a little bit concerned with this one particular piece of information. So, like I showed you a second ago, I've been doing this since 2009. And none of these courses, and I bought some expensive ones, cheap ones, all of them, none of them were teaching the stuff I'm about to show you here. And I'm like, maybe they know something I don't. I mean, I just kind of assume that sometimes, but not to spoil it, but no, they did not. I had this very well figured out from the beginning. So first, I'm going to show you the exact process you can go through to make these AI coloring books and get them on Amazon. Then I'm going to share this 2-part success strategy, and it seems that nobody is aware of this, okay? So let's get going here. We got pick a profitable coloring book market. This is actually very important. And it can be kids, it can be adults. You just want to make sure that you do something that people are already buying, which is not very hard. Just go to Amazon. And in the course, I'll show you how to work with AI on this as well. But you can see what is selling on the bestseller list. You can literally just click down. And I recommend doing this on a computer if you can. It's easier to see all the stuff. Then step 2 is determine a style that you like. You can use an AI tool and it can give you suggestions. And you can also just crank out a bunch of images. And so, for example, I'm going to show you how to use Midjourney inside the course. This is a Mandela pattern. These things are super, super popular. Cozy room seems to be new and creeping up there. There's cute animals for kids. Steampunk anime. I think that's kind of a long-running popular one. And then you got chibi. I think I'm saying that right. I've never heard it said out loud, so I think it's chibi style. That's also another very popular one. And there's a ton more, okay? Now, I made all those images specifically for this presentation, and it took something to the tune of maybe 5 minutes. So it is that simple to do. All right, so the next part is you're going to drag and drop these images that you're creating with AI, and you're going to use these Canva templates, one for the book cover, one for the book interior. And that's what the interior looks like, okay? This is a template, again, that I provide in the course for you. You just swap out the stuff. It's very, very simple. Then what you're going to do is upload your coloring book to Amazon KDP. That's Kindle Digital Publishing. That's a free platform. You're going to use AI, ChatGPT, or something similar to it. And it's going to help you with keywords. Maybe you've heard of picking good keywords. That can be important. What niche are you going to go into? And then write a description. So you don't have to do any of that. You just ask the AI to do this. And then it's copy, paste, drag, drop, simple. Then Amazon's going to show you this really cool example of what it's going to look like when it's printed. Now, I'm going to show you what this looks like. This is one that I actually did for a friend of mine, so this is not for sale. But you can see, they go through this little preview, and it's super fun, and there you go. Then what happens is, once the book's live, you can let Amazon sell and print and ship your book for you. You do not need to deal with the customers. You do not need to set up a website. You do not need to buy inventory. They're going to host the book, and if somebody buys, Amazon prints and ships it. That's why it's called print on demand. Then they're it starts a 60-day wait, and then after that, every month, they will send you the profits from your sales. And that's it. That part, you probably heard that before. So if you've looked into this coloring book business, what people are saying is 100% real. It is just like that. There's nothing I'm leaving out here. It's that simple, and anybody can do it. Now, that might sound way too good to be true, right? So that's crazy. If it's simple, why aren't there like 100 billion people out there just doing this hustle all the time? Well, there are lots of people who are doing it, and they're trying to do it. And as I said at the beginning, it is that simple, making the books. That's not the problem. But almost everybody is failing miserably, and they put in all this time. It's super disappointing to so many people. And here's why. The problem is almost nobody makes a single sale because they're missing this 2-part success strategy. Now, let me give you a brutal fact, okay? First of all, I'm making the assumption that we're all adults here and we can handle the truth. Okay, so this might be a little too real for some people. Not every coloring book that you make is going to be a massive success. Pause for dramatic effect. All right, that's just going to happen, okay? Not everything is amazing all the time, always. But there is a bright side to this because there's a way to get around that. This is it. Part 1 of this 2-part strategy. You must publish your coloring books in a series. I recommend 5 to 10 books per series. And you don't need to take my word for it either. This is the strategy that every successful publisher is currently using to do this. Okay? I'm just reporting the news at this point. And you can absolutely see, especially with, this is an independent publisher that's become very, very mainstream, which, by the way, totally on the table if you so choose to put in the time, effort, and energy on your part. Take their crown from them. By all means, do so. But this is something that they do. They'll publish a group of books. Some are going to do better than others. And then if it's doing great, they're going to publish more in that same series. It's really great. Okay? Now here's the thing. With AI, remember, we're using AI. You aren't doing any of this. Let the robots handle it. That's why we have them, remember? It's hardly more effort to publish in a series than it is to do one book. Okay? So don't let that stop you. So with all AI doing all the hard work for you, literally anyone who's willing to put in some basic time and effort, follow a proven system, can actually succeed doing this. So when you combine both of these parts, you're going to absolutely transform your outcomes because this is how success will show up. And of course, now I've gone on long enough. Let me show you that second part of the strategy. And again, just like I did before, I want to share a very common false belief. And listen, this is one of these things where I've worked with over 18,000 authors since somewhere starting in 2009. I can absolutely tell you this is the most common belief that's out there, okay? Most people believe that when they publish a coloring book, we'll talk about that specifically, on Amazon, people think that people will magically discover it and sales will just happen on autopilot. The reality is much different. Amazon will not magically show your book to anyone. They don't care. That's not how it works, okay? And you've probably heard a lot of people say, well, you could pick the lowest competition keywords. I've heard it phrased before where people say you need to go find high demand, low competition keywords. Number one, that doesn't exist. I mean, seriously, maybe 20 years ago, today, number one, that's not even a thing. That's like saying, I want you to go find a purple gopher that's the size of a small child. You're not going to find one, okay? And it doesn't matter if you did, okay? Because if that was a thing, people would have swooped in already and taken all the space. The other one is to say, oh, you need to pick these wide open categories that have, tons of popularity, but no competition. It doesn't matter. And just like the keywords, that doesn't exist. Okay? Almost everybody thinks this is true, and it's a guaranteed recipe for total failure. Because this is not how Amazon works. People think it is, but it is not. Instead, I'm going to actually show you what it is. So here's the good news. It's way easier because I've done a lot of keyword research. I know how tedious that could be. You can spend weeks of your life doing that. But here's the good news. Yeah, you need to use keywords, but not like they're showing you, okay? It's actually way simpler. It can take 3 minutes. Number 2, this is how to make Amazon show your coloring books to buyers. And I say make, it's not really, it's just how it works, okay? Like I said, they don't naturally just show new books to people searching, but you can almost force them to when you do it like this. So I want you to take a second and imagine how different your experience with these things would be if when people were shopping for coloring books, instead of your book being completely impossible to find, essentially hidden, buried under millions of books at this point that have never made a single copy or never sold a single copy to anyone except maybe somebody's mother or sister, what if your book showed up first? Now, anybody can do this. You don't need to be a special publisher. You don't need to have a billion reviews. Okay, this whole thing takes less than 3 minutes, and it can cost as little as $1 a day. I'm not kidding about this, okay? It's super simple. I'm going to use an example from a carnival ride that most everybody is familiar with, okay? Nobody's talking about these things, by the way. This is absolutely, in my mind, the most obnoxious thing on earth. Okay, so you see that little basket down there at the bottom? That represents your coloring books. And the poles on each side of said basket represent the Amazon bestseller lists, okay? Your goal is to slingshot, which, by the way, that's the name of that ride, is the slingshot, is to slingshot your coloring books from the bottom, where no one will ever see you, to the top, where everybody who's looking for coloring books will see you. Just like this. I'm not kidding. It is exactly that process. You want to shoot your book up the bestseller list, and it's very simple to do this, okay? Because once people see your books, then they have the opportunity to buy them. But if no one knows you have books, how would they ever buy them? And this is where almost everybody is falling short, okay? It's the biggest problem out there, period. And so, like I said, this is fast. It can take 3 minutes to set this up. I can't even stress how easy this is. And it's cheap. $1 to $3 a day just to start off. You want to spend more? Actually, don't. Just start here. That's all you have to do, okay? This is the first set of results. So I went into Amazon and I typed in, I think it was like adult coloring relaxation book or whatever thing it is. You see the blue lines there? That word sponsored. And then look at the first 4. Sponsored, 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 sponsored. Okay? Those are the first results. If people are, just think about how powerful that is. If someone is shopping for coloring books and your book shows up, ta-da! That's how it works. Now, what else do you notice here? There's just one little small thing here that a lot of people are like, but. No buts. You do not need reviews to be able to do this. Right? A lot of people like to make this assumption that, oh, I need to be successful to be successful. No, you don't. You can literally come out of nowhere with nothing, just do a couple of things decently right, and kaboom! And I'll tell you right now, my books have generated over $6,800. Guess how many reviews I had when I did exactly this? Big fat 0, okay? There you go. So now your coloring books will show up. And it's right next to the top selling titles. So when you put great coloring books, like I've been talking about here, next to best-selling titles, that is the thing that makes sales. Okay? So anybody can follow the steps that I put out in the AI Coloring Book Academy system and succeed with AI-generated coloring books. Okay? So number 1, use copy, paste, simple AI. Create amazing coloring books, and you do it in a series. Remember, that doesn't take any more effort, really, than doing one book. You're using AI. It's not you doing it. Number 2, copy, paste, simple AI to create fantastic descriptions. You can pick popular categories. It'll tell you, hey, you can put some keywords here if you want. Then you use these fast, easy, simple, they're called AMS ads, that's Amazon Marketing Service, basically to force Amazon to show everybody your coloring books when they're shopping for coloring books. Like they're not going to show you your books when people are shopping for teacups, Not at all. They're going to do it. Coloring books, hey, bam, there you go. Then you do it again. Lather, rinse, repeat. This is the big success formula. Okay, it literally is this basic. And so I'm going to take you really quickly through the course. It's called AI Coloring Book Academy. Part 1, I'm going to take you through the whole thing. I'm going to take you through the entire process, everything that you need in order to be able to make money with AI-generated coloring books. And this is exactly as simple as what I've been showing you in the video. The big difference with this course versus others is that I'm giving you everything that you need in here in a way that makes total sense. Remember, I've been doing this a very long time. One of the things that I like to take pride in is that I've learned how to communicate this stuff to lots of people. And I'd like to think it's helpful. Then we're going to work with AI to pick the best markets. You're going to get the prompts. Copy-paste simple prompts. You're just going to edit a couple of words in there, and I show you that in the videos. This is the walkthrough showing you exactly how I do this. The prompts for AI to analyze what's currently selling so that you can create your own spin on it. Part 3, we're going to map your coloring book series, okay? Once again, I'm going to give you the prompts that I use personally. And because we're using something like ChatGPT, or if you're a fan of Claude, it doesn't really matter. You can use whatever GPT you want. But we're going to be giving them the Amazon links so that these are up-to-date ideas. It's not stuff based on whenever they got their last bit of info, okay? So it's not 4 years ago. It's like, let's figure out what's selling right now and jump in at the moment where it's hot. Now, part 4, how do we use AI to create 100% original coloring pages? This is exactly how I've been doing it. We're going to use Midjourney. That's the example. I am a huge fan. I think it's the best one for this. I think most people would agree it's the top AI tool for images. Very easy to use. You can crank these things out literally in a couple of seconds to a couple of minutes. And I'm going to show you what to watch out for, like blurry lines and shading, okay? And this is a big deal. So again, if you've done this before, or if you've heard people complain about, oh, these books are shading, I'll tell you what I mean. A couple years ago, that was a huge problem. In fact, when I started doing this, it was almost impossible to not have them look like this. For whatever reason, AI used to think that was a good thing for a coloring page. It's kind of gray. You can see there's shading, so it's almost colored for you in gray, black, and white. And that used to be a problem. And I keep saying that because this is what it looks like. In fact, I created this in the course, and I wanted to bring it out here as an example. That's what it looks like now. Okay? To be fair, there's a very specific set of prompts that you want to use to be able to get this. It doesn't just happen, if you say, oh, give me a coloring page, it does blah, blah, blah. That's how you would get the one you don't want. So I'm going to show you exactly how to avoid this, okay? Now, fun bonus here. If you don't know how to write an AI prompt, or if you don't want to use the copy-paste prompts I'm giving you, I'm going to give you a video where I show you how to have AI create prompts for you. And I can promise you it is not asking ChatGPT to write prompts for Midjourney. Nope, not at all, okay? I use this all the time. It is literally my favorite thing to do. So, quick heads up here. The stuff that you're going to make here, the coloring books that you're going to make in this program are going to be every bit as good, if not better, than the ones that are being published by mainstream publishers. I know, it's almost freaky how good this stuff can be. It's these little bitty things that I'm going to show you that are radically different than what you're seeing in other places. Now, part 5 is how to enhance your AI images and then create these drag-drop simple books using Canva. I'm going to show you how to do this in Canva. A lot of people make some massive errors here, okay? So it's very simple. It takes almost no time to do this stuff the right way. So please, please, please do this. And I'm also giving you my Canva templates. These are templates, for example, the 8.5 by 11 version of the print-on-demand book and the square one, because those are the two sizes that seem to be selling the most. I figured, well, let's just give you what is currently making the most money. Hopefully you don't mind. But I'm going to give you the cover templates, and I'm going to give you the inside templates, and I'm going to show you how to use them. All right? Part 6, how to create amazing AI coloring book cover art. There's very specific prompts that you're going to want to use, which, again, I'm going to give you. Because the covers are, as you might imagine, different than the insides. And then part 7, how to do this and upload these things to Amazon very, very quickly. So how to export from Canva correctly, just a few clicks, how to upload to your free Amazon KDP dashboard, and then how to use AI to create those book descriptions and all the other pieces that you're looking for, and then how to have AI help you select keywords and categories. Basically, how to use AI to get this stuff right so it's not held up in review and it's just live faster so you can start earning faster, okay? Bonus here, and most people don't just include this with the main program, but I'm going to go ahead and do that, is how to use AI in Canva to create what's called A+ content. And this is stuff this is the kind of thing that enhances sales. So books featuring, and this is something that you can Google this if you don't believe me, books featuring A+ content tend to make more sales than those that don't. And in this bonus, I'm going to show you how to do all of that stuff. AI Canva, it's great. So what is that stuff? If you don't know, that's just an image from somebody else's thing. This is stuff that allows you to kind of see inside so that people shopping Amazon can look at this and say, oh, that's really amazing. This is what I want to do. And I'm going to be giving you the Canva templates for that. I'm going to show you how to use it. It's very, very drag, drop, simple. Okay? So real quick, this is how to finally be able to do this stuff. This is absolutely everything you need. How to use AI to pick the markets, create the book, to create these beautiful coloring pages, to enhance your images, to avoid shading, to do drag, drop, simple Canva templates, to use AI to create your descriptions and everything, and then upload your book to Amazon so they can pretty much take it from there. And then how to get Amazon to show your series to customers using those very low-cost ads. All right? So yes, like I said at the very beginning, starting an AI coloring book business can be hands-free, stress-free, faceless, pretty much mostly passive income. And anybody who applies themselves consistently can, in fact, succeed. And just to be safe, I am giving you a 30-day money-back guarantee. If for whatever reason this isn't your thing, no problem. Just reach out to support, and boom, you can have all of your money back. So that's all you do. You can join completely risk-free today. There's a button below this video. I'm really excited to see you on the inside.